Hello everyone, let me talk to you all about how really all you need is 4 chords. 4 chords to write some bangers, some great music. Now, I'm not lying to you. 4 chords is what some of the greatest artists out there have used. Michael Jackson, the Beatles, Elvis, Bob Dylan. And I'm not saying you're going to be just as famous as them, because let's face it, a lot of us are just not going to be on that level. But a lot of us can still write some really great music. Just because you're not famous doesn't mean you can't write good music. Who said that fame equals good music? We know that's not true. You don't have to look very far out to see that. Your neighbor could be writing some great music right now that could have been your next favorite song, and you just haven't heard it. So grab yourself an instrument, grab yourself a guitar, we're going to jump right in. And before I do, let me show you guys what I mean. 4 chords can make you write some excellent songs and can get you some great memories. Let me play you some clips of what 4 chords did for me. Now, some of those were some videos when I performed, some of those were audio of jam sessions that I had with some friends in the garage, and it's just great music, you know? It's great music. I love this music. Maybe you don't like it, but I like it. I think it's great. And I really want to share you guys how just this method got me into these positions, you know, where I was able to have fun with friends, I was able to perform live, and people enjoyed my music, complimented me, all this stuff. And all I did was just use some 4 chords and layered over it and did some cool stuff with it. But let's talk about one of my songs, which is called A Song About Love, which I wrote when I was just a 20-year-old. And these are the 4 chords I chose. And it goes right back. So ignore that I'm a half step down. To you, this will just appear like an F sharp minor, a B major, a C sharp minor, and an A major. Back to your F sharp minor. Now, I was like, wow, what a great progression. And I just played it over and over again. And then I decided, let's do it. Let's try what they've been trying, just 4 chords, and seeing what song I can come up with just 4 chords. And so I thought about, what does this 4 chord progression make me feel? What does it make me feel? This made me feel very somber and sad. I was a 20-year-old with problems, heartbroken, whatever. This music resonated with me, so I wanted to put down lyrics that I resonate with, that I can feel. And that's the important part. Your music needs to come from you. It doesn't need to come from the mindset of I need to impress them, I need to impress her, I need to impress him. It needs to come from a mindset of this is some product that comes from me. It is my literal child, but it's obviously not a human baby or anything. It's just something that you gave birth to, something that you something that you brought onto this world, which is a song. So I thought about a verse. I've reached a point in my life where I know that you have to be there, don't you? And the key is, play your chords over and over again. Think about how they make you feel. And it's okay if you don't have lyrics immediately. Maybe go to a room where you're private, you have alone time, and just start singing what comes to mind. Doesn't even have to make sense, doesn't have to be words. You can just go, la la li, la, la la la, la 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 la. The point is that you're getting a melody down with your chords, and you don't necessarily have to have something concrete down. You just have to get the idea. Now, what I've noticed when I do this method is that when I hear the melody, I kind of start to hear the words a little bit. So I start thinking, I'm in a point in my life. Okay, you know, so things starting to make itself a little more clear. Now let's say you got the verse. I've reached a point in my life, and so forth, right? You got the verse. But you still want to stay with your 4 chords. You don't want to jump to a different set of chords because it's going to change everything. It's going to change the whole flow. You just want to do it with 4 chords. Now the beauty is that you can still do that. You go back to your 4 chords and you start thinking, okay, well, I just sang that verse. I just sang that melody. I need to come up with a hook, something that is catchy, something that shows the best part of my voice, my range, something that just feels like a smile in your eyes gives a kiss. Oh, 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 I'd like just to try, but the truth is I just can't seem to feel this. No, 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 no. Like just to try, but the truth is. There's your verse and your chorus right there. The huge, like I would say 50% of your song just got written down right there. And that's the beauty. That's the beauty, is that you got a good sounding verse and chorus. You didn't have to overthink it because you don't have a lot of chords going around. You just got to be creative. It forces you to be creative. So, you know what else you can fit in with just 4 chords? You can fit in some breaks. So right after that chorus, truth is, and there's a break. You know, people just heard what you just sang, what you just wrote. You got to give them a second to let that idea marinate in their heads, play a couple bars, and then you jump back to your verse, and maybe you can do something cool where you just go like, I know the reason you left me. Yes, I know that you had your reasons to leave. Turn up that intensity. And I know that everything was just a lie, but I know that you're the only one for my life. And then you hit him with that chorus again. A smile in your eyes gives a kiss. Whoa, whoa, whoa. It's hard just to try, but the truth is I just can't seem to feel this. No, 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 no. Like just to try. You can go to a solo right here. The truth is now, well, you know, I'm playing alone, but really, you could have jumped to a solo right there, and I did do that in my song. I went to a really cool, like, face melting kind of solo sort of thing. You can do so much with just 4 chords. You got your verse, your chorus, your break in the middle, you know, and the cool thing about 4 chords is that you got all this song, and you can't play it all in one intensity. You got to be soft and delicate. Then you got to turn it up, you know. You got to give people something to look forward to. So if you're starting your song, it's an intro. It's a verse, and then you get to the chorus, and you get to the end. You explode with emotion, you know. You get into this whole thing, and you get people really attached. And the beauty is that because you have so little chords, there's not a lot of information that people need to process. So they get nothing but emotion from your music. You know, they feel your energy. They feel like, wow, the intensity of the song is turning up. I'm really focused into what this person is doing. And that's the beauty of it. Now, that is if you're just doing it with one guitar, and you can do that. One piano, one guitar, you can do it all. That's the beauty of it as well. But if you want to take it to another level, you can lay down some lead guitar, record your music. Put some lead guitar over that. And then put some bass over it. Get yourself a little Squire bass, Squire electric, whatever. Cheap guitars sound great these days. And just get some parts down. It'll force you to be creative as well. Okay, I'm playing 4 chords, 4 notes on the bass. How can I make it more interesting? You know? You start doing like some cool stuff on the bass, just making it more creative. Same thing with your electric guitar. You start seeing what areas I can fit in, some cool guitar licks, some chords, some vibrato, whatever. That's the real beauty of it. And then you got yourself a whole song. You want to add some drums. You likely have an iPhone. You likely have a Mac, maybe. If you have some kind of Apple product, you likely have access to GarageBand. And if you don't, there's some great free loops you can download in the internet. Download Audacity, download Reaper, download any of those free accessible DAWs. You can get all those parts and you got yourself a full, complete song. You've already written your verse, your chorus, everything. Record that, and then lay down some bass, lay down some electric guitar, get a quick drum pattern on there. You're cooking.
The smile in your eyes gives a kiss. Oh, I'd like just to try, but the truth is, I just can't.
You're making something great. You really are. And I think that's the beauty of this whole thing. You know, 4 chords. Don't get distracted, guys. Don't get distracted. Songwriting is such a beautiful thing. It can be such a great thing. Don't focus on fame. Who cares about fame? You really don't want to be famous. I mean, there's some crazy stuff that happens to famous people, and who wants that in their life? I, for one, I'm happy with just having this kind of, you know, private life. Of course I post on the internet, but that's just because I like doing it. I don't want fame. I just want to share my knowledge to the world. And I do songwriting. I have years where I've written songs, great songs. I've done albums. I've done all this. I've collaborated with musicians. I played live. And no, I didn't reach fame. I didn't do any of that. But I had so much fun and I made so many memories. And really, I want to pass this kind of stuff down to you guys so that you can have some great memories for yourself. Thank you so much for watching. I promise we'll keep on this subject. We'll talk more about songwriting. I'll see you in the next video.